Morning guys, Martin back again, CarCast number 11. That means next week is a quarter of a year. Are we having that? That's scary, isn't it? Oh no, it's not next week, is it? The week after next. 13 weeks is a quarter of a year. Oh well, 2 weeks away from a quarter of a year. It's scary. And you guys are still listening to them. What are we going to talk about today? Lots of things, nothing. Standard stuff out the way. Website's 2 weeks away. It's actually not, no, it actually really is. The import has been started. Are you having that? The import being started on the website. What that means is all the data is getting filtered through onto the pages that you guys will eventually see. And he's just making sure that everything works and that the links all work and that the images are all shaped correctly so that they look nice, basically. Once all that works, then we can have payment structure to it, like T's and C's and like all the homepage stuff and the about us page and everything can all be done. And then that's it, goes live. So I still think that means 2 weeks. But who knows, hopefully a bit more news for you next week on that one. And then we've got all sorts. It's been busy. We had the table. I know I talked about the table last week. That's fine. Yeah, it's just been a busy week. The good news is the Mammoths, the club, and I know a couple of you guys watch. It seems like they're going to move into the store, so that's great news for them and great news for the store. So it's Tuesday nights are getting busier. What it also means is that Tuesday nights I'm going to schedule War Machine for Tuesday nights. If you come to play War Machine, then you will play probably via Mammoths, although it's all in the same place. So actually it all doesn't matter, but I want to still try to grow their club as opposed to just growing a player base in store. And War Machine's their thing. They're playing a lot of other games as well. There was Malifaux going on, and a game called Gaslands that they're trialling. So they're not just a War Machine club, but they are heavily associated with War Machine, which is fine because Mark 3 is coming out, which kind of leads me into a discussion that I want to go through today. I think the title of this CarCast, or like what's in it, CarCast 11, blah 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 blah. When I decide what I'm going to write, it'll probably be something to do with the Q&A. Which, on the note of Q&A, I asked a good few weeks back for you to give me questions, and a few came through. Next week, on next week's CarCast, in fact no, on the week 13, which is a quarter of a year, I'll answer the questions. So you've got 2 weeks. If you haven't already asked questions and you want to pose a question to me, then stick them on into the comments on this video, into the video where I ask for them, whichever. However, I'll go through them all and I'll answer them all on the CarCast in 2 weeks time. But my question out to you guys, rather than you just asking me questions, is I want to ask you about pricing. And yes, ultimately everything's my decision with running the store and what I price at and why I do it, but there seems to be a lot of talk in the gaming community about pricing and different things. And Privateer Press, who are the company that make War Machine, for those of you that don't know, gave a statement out a little while back now saying that the nuts of it is that they're not going to be supporting online retailers with excessive discounts anymore. So these people are doing 20-30% off, your Whaling Games and your Element Games and people like that. They're not going to be allowed to do those sort of levels of discount anymore. And because Privateer Press is an American company, they can do what they want. If it's European, so Games Workshop, for example, I know Games Workshop despise the fact that independent retailers discount their product, but they can't do anything about it because of some European agreement from Brussels, I believe it was, about price fixing, and it's basically down to the retailer to sell whatever they want, whether they sell at a loss or at a minimal margin. It's retailers prerogative. Now, I've been in sales for years. The motor trade alone was 15 years, or thereabouts, and you deal with it. But why are things discounted? I know straight away you're all going to be, oh, because it's better for us as the consumers. I get that. I do get that if one person's cheaper than another, then as a consumer you're going to go where you can get it the cheapest, or you're going to go and get it where you think is best supported. So if I'm 10% off and another company's 15% off, you might still buy from me because you play in my store, and you're supporting the store, and you don't mind paying the extra 5% because my customer service is better than somebody who's giving 20%. However, that's a consumer choice of where you shop. But if something's got an RRP of, I don't know, £50, then why is anybody discounting it? Again, I know what the answer is. It's because they think, oh, if I'm cheaper than this guy, then I'm going to sell more of them, and I need to step up, and I need to make sales, and I want all the sales. But if all of us got together as retailers, or if the manufacturers imposed sanction on us and said, well, actually, no, this is the price you sell it at. If you're found to be selling it at any less than that, other than for one-off marketing campaigns that are cleared through the manufacturer, then we stop your supply, then surely that's actually better for everyone in the long run, because as consumers, you know what the price is. You haven't got to go and spend time shopping around and going on Google. You haven't got to have that awkward moment where you buy something from somewhere else and then bring it into my store, and I'm like, oh, right, when did you pick that up? And you're like, oh, I got it online because it was 10% less than what you're doing. No, I'm not bothered. I won't stop anybody coming into my store because they bought something elsewhere, but I'll remember it, and I'll remember that you've done it. And then when you want something from me and you want that little extra favour from me, that's then when I could be inclined to say, well, no, that's what you pay a little bit extra for with me, is because I give you a service and I give you somewhere to come. I've got overheads. An online seller who just sells out of his garage doesn't have the overheads that I've got. They haven't spent £100,000 setting a shop up, so why should they be able to sell cheaper but then not give you anything for it? And this isn't a new argument, you'll have all heard this before, but it's one that I think Privateer Press are actually making a good stance. They're not saying it has to be RRP, they're saying 10% is the maximum discount. Now, as a result, anyone found giving more will just have their stock stopped. So that then makes it really concerning for things like a new release. Let's use Privateer Press again. We've got Mark III on the doorstep. It's already selling out massively everywhere, and there's rumours have been flying around that Europe's not getting any stock. As we speak, I'm driving to Privateer Press to go and pick some orders up, and to have a chat and see what the crack is with it all. Is it actually a ploy to scare people into not discounting things, or is it a reason if we say that there's low stock, then actually the guys who are found to be offering big discounts don't get the stock? Which is quite clever, actually. But I don't know. I honestly don't know what the answer is. But I've never ever understood it. You don't go into Tesco and turn around and say, alright, well, I can get this loaf of bread cheaper in Asda, so can I have the money off here and now? I know there is that whole smart shop thing where if it is cheaper on named brands, that they will refund onto your cards and everything, and they're all price shopping. But you don't get to the till with your £100 weekly shop and say, alright, well, can I have some money off that, please? You just don't do it. So why do you expect to be able to do it with your models? The price is set for a reason, and if everybody stuck to the price, everybody would know what they're paying, everybody would know what profit they're making. So both sides, the customer and the business, are happy. The businesses would naturally earn more money, which means they should be able to thrive and survive more on it, which means less hobby shops are closing down, more people are inclined to go into store to buy the product, because then they can play in the store as well rather than buying online, and it just kind of all makes sense. And let's be honest, we're not talking about masses. It sounds, when Whaling Games say that they're doing 25%, or Darksphere or wherever say, oh, we're doing 25% off Games Workshop, the difference between their 25% and my 15%, that 10% difference on a box of Marines is a quid 20. It's not a lot of money. I'm not disregarding £1.20 as nothing, but it's not in this hobby. If you haven't got £1.20, then you're in the wrong hobby, surely. And okay, if you're buying a £500 order, then that extra 10% difference is sizable at that point. But if nobody was giving it, then you wouldn't notice it, and you'd just know what it is. It's the same when it filters over to Magic as well. And there's a big new release coming, which is called Eternal Masters, and it's all reprints of really old cards and some really expensive cards. Rumour has it that it might be the first box that's come out which you might be able to pack for £1,000. So you buy the box for £200 because it's an expensive set, and you could get £1,000 worth of cards resale in there. Nice if you do. If you don't, even if you just got your £200 back, it's nice. Even if you don't sell the box, you're getting, as long as the value to you is there, then you buy it, don't you? But we'll talk about that a tiny little bit as well. So I'm selling my boxes for £200. There are people more expensive, and strangely enough, the guys who are more expensive are normally the guys that are cheaper. It's like some Magic Madhouse and Mana Leak and Chaos Cards and people like that. They're internet sellers and they're selling at my price. Yet you've got a couple of stores around the northwest, because obviously that's where I keep my eye on things. We're selling boxes for 170 quid or 175 quid. Now, that's fine. As a customer, you're going to go and run to them, and he's sold out of his boxes, so that's great. I don't understand why, as a business, those people are throwing their money away, because I'll still sell all my boxes at £200. Might not be before the release day, I might not get them all pre-ordered, but I'll sell through them all. I'm in a fortunate enough position that I can sit on the boxes anyway, because I pay for everything up front. Then I can pay for it, and all that happens is the box goes up and up and up and up and up in price, because there's such a limited run. They're not freely available. There's, depending on the level of your store, depends on how many boxes you get. I've got 24 boxes coming, where some other stores will only have, I don't know, 6 boxes. And then it's how much you're prepared to commit to. It's costing me thousands just to get that one case of boxes in. I'm not bothered, it's business. You've got to spend it to get it back. I don't see the point in selling them for £175 and 10 boxes that fly out. I've lost 250 quid. I for something that's such a limited edition. That's why whenever the Games Workshop release anything that's limited edition, there's no discount from me. You don't get your 15%. The 30th anniversary Space Marines, no discount on them. They were 18 quid plus postage. Because why do I need to discount something that's limited run? Now, as it happens, I found 2 limited edition Space Marines yesterday. I don't know where they've come from, but I've got 2 which, for whatever reason, never hit the shelf. So if anybody's after them, they're 18 quid. I could stick them on eBay for 40 quid, but that's just not the way I work, so I'm not going to do it. And I suppose my question to what I'm asking to people is, how do you really feel about pricing? And don't just jump back and say, oh yeah, I want it as cheap as I can get it because the hobby's expensive enough. Yes, the hobby's expensive. Any hobby is expensive. If you watch Premiership football, that becomes expensive. If you play golf, that's expensive. All these things cost money. So that's not what I'm looking for in the answer, but surely it would make more sense if everybody just sold at the same price. Because then if I was the same price as Wayland, who were the same price as Element, who were the same price as Darksphere, who were the same price as The Outpost, who were the same price as Fanboy, and then sort of bringing Magic into it, because I mentioned Fanboy, they do Magic as well. So you've got Fanboy and Nerd Shack and Harlequins and Mana League and the big guys, Magic Madhouse and everyone, Troll Trader. Surely if everybody's selling at the same price, it's nicer for you as a customer, because you've not got any uncertainty of who you're dealing with. You know that you just go and put your money with whoever you want to give your money to. Because quite often some of the cheaper companies, with cheap product comes cheap service. And at that point I can't go labelling names of some of those companies I've just mentioned. But we all know who I'm on about. The customer service is shocking, and things aren't in stock, and you wait forever for a refund, and so your extra £1.50 that you've saved, or your £3 that you've saved, all of a sudden isn't worth anything because you waited weeks and weeks and weeks for your product. And yeah, it's another bit of a rant from me about pricing. I discount because I have to discount, because the market says I have to. I don't agree with discounting. I don't see why I should discount. But if I don't do 15% off Games Workshop, I'm not going to sell Games Workshop. I'm quite confident that if it came down to it and everybody had to sell at RRP, I have an actual Games Workshop 500 yards from my front door. So I've got the established brand presence 500 yards away from me. But if I was selling at the same price, I'd probably still take their customers off them, because I'm offering a better experience than what they are. Because let's be honest, Games Workshops are horrible to go in, generally speaking. They're smelly, they're small, they're gloomy, they're dirty. Games Workshop, they're rebranding a lot of them into the Warhammer shops. They look nicer, but they still look dark. And I don't know, maybe the new CEO is doing things. I think Games Workshop are lost as a company. I've lost any respect for them as a company. But I still sell the products because I still like the game. I still want to play 40k. I'm still class myself as a competitive player when I do get round to it. But as a company, I'm not interested in them. But I dare say that if they were the same price, I'd sell no less than I'm selling now. Yes, I'm making sales because I'm cheaper, so people are coming into me, so I'm taking sales off them. But I don't close for half an hour for lunch and kick all the kids out onto the street. I don't close every time I need the toilet because we have extra staff on. I don't stop you using proxies. I don't stop you playing 8th edition or any old games that you want to play. You want to come in and play Lord of the Rings? That's fine, come in and play Lord of the Rings. Well, saying that, you can actually play that because it's still supported, isn't it? But anything that's not supported, i.e. 8th edition or Battlefleet Gothic or wherever it may be. We have people playing Battlefleet Gothic on Tuesday night. Great. It's great to see it. When they bring it back, they'll let you play it in their store, but they don't at the moment. I do. Anyway, that's a different rant. That's a whole different video. But yeah, I just think, why are we doing it? As a consumer, I obviously buy things. I'm not talking about hobby related stuff, but I buy things. I bought a washing machine 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, whenever it was. So I went online and I knew more or less what I wanted. I don't know a lot about washing machines, but I knew more or less what I wanted. I wanted something with a bigger load capacity because we've got 2 kids, which we did now when we bought the last washing machine. So it's on constantly. I wanted something that had a good spin and it was quiet. So I found the machine that I wanted and then typed it into Google and found out where I could get it the cheapest. Because I'm a consumer, I'm going to look where it's the cheapest. But I actually didn't go with the 3 cheapest options because I'd never heard of the companies. And I don't want to have one that's come to me via Abu Dhabi or something like that. You know, I don't want to deal with a company I've never dealt with and I've got no reputation from and hasn't got any ratings on Google Shopper. So I got it from Tesco Direct. For £20 more, I could have got the same one from John Lewis. Now, John Lewis used to do a 5-year guarantee for free. They don't anymore. Otherwise, I'd have probably jumped on it from them for the extra £20. But John Lewis is a name that we all trust. Tesco's a name that we trust as well. I've never had any issues with Tesco. If it breaks, I take it back. So I bought it from there. But I did go looking for the cheapest because that's natural as a consumer. But if everybody's the same price, you don't go looking for the cheapest. You just go either where's got it in stock or where's local to you. And it sort of localises the internet then, I think. It's dreamland, guys. It's never going to happen, and I know that. But the next part of it that I wanted to ask was pricing of events. And maybe I should save this for next week. I don't know. Everybody prices their events differently. And by events, I'm talking tournaments. And I've talked about the price of tournaments for the 40k tournament a few weeks ago, which is going well, by the way. There are still tickets available, obviously. I implore you again, if you are thinking of coming, get your tickets because they are starting to sell through. We're about nearly hitting the halfway mark of ticket sales now. And it's going to be a great weekend, so hit us up for that. But when we're pricing events, whether it be 40k events, the X-Wing events, the Armada events, the Malifaux events, the Magic the Gathering events, I price things how I need to price them as a retailer. Because guess what? I'm a business and I need to make money. It's as simple as that. I don't want to fleece everybody for money, and I genuinely don't believe that I'm that kind of retailer. What I don't do is what some of the other high street retailers like Game and The Entertainer, for example, Pokemon. There's product that I've had in, which is limited edition stuff. The Mythical Collection's £12.99, the Red Blue Collection's £17.99. That's what I sell them for. Game, on the other hand, sell them for 20 and 30 quid. Or don't quote me on the exact prices, but they inflate their prices on them, and they still sell them. But they're a big business and they need to make the money. I'm a business and need to make money. So when I sell events, I offer an experience for the money. I break it down and think, right, would I be happy paying that for what I'm getting back? And as long as I can answer yes, then it's fine. I also ask, am I making money as war games out of this event? In other words, is it worth me doing it? So if I charge £15 for an event and I get 10 people turn up, and that's £150 goes into the pot. If I then have to give, I don't know, £75 out in prizes, that's only £75 that I've made in a whole day out of an event. I've then got possibly a judge or a tournament organiser to pay out of it. Let's call that another 30 quid. So I'm at £105. So I'm only making £45 if 10 people turn up. Now, if I'm going to be there for 8 hours, that means I'm paying myself £5 an hour to be there. So is it worth me doing the event? The natural answer that comes back to me there is, oh yeah, but you get all like the side sales and people buying things. Not everybody does. Not everybody. If it's a weekend event, yes, people spend money because there's time around the games. But a Magic event, when people come in, they all register up for the games, bring their own sleeves with them, because if you're playing competitively, you've generally got your own sleeves. If it's a sealed event, you might buy your sleeves from me, or you might bring your own, which is fine either way. But then you're in game, and there's only a few minutes, 10 minutes between each game. That's not enough time to come and browse the store. By the time they're finished, because they're drawn out for so long, the store's closed. So by the time they're finished, everybody wants to get home, so nobody browses the store. So actually, I don't really make any side sales out of them. Do a couple of drinks, which is all nice and good, but I can't rely on side sales to make the money. So I run the event, one, to grow the community, but two, to make money out of it, because it's a business. The same as when I do the X-Wing event. Our X-Wing event was really, really good. 20 people paid £20. So it was a great event. We gave out plenty of money in prizes. And then the store made money out of it as well. And it got invested back into the store for mats for the next time round, and so on and so forth. It's about growing everything. And the whole thing always comes back to it. If you don't like the price, you don't pay the price. But we give you a good environment to play in. We've got the TV screens up and everything. It's a good experience all around. And we do give the extra prize support that some stores don't give. So yes, we're more expensive, but it's a bigger experience. Again, we're not trying to be a local store that's just running a little tournament for the local players. I'm aiming to be a national tournament destination. It's going to take a bit of time to get that message out there, but I need to start at that level. You don't work up to it. You don't start local and then expand to regional and then bigger. You aim straight out to get the people in. And the idea is that when people have been into one, they liked it that much that they go away and then they tell their friends about it. So when they then get the email saying, oh, next event's up for booking, they book on and 2 of the friends book on as well. So we sell out quicker, or we make the event bigger. Bear in mind, we can hold masses of people. And that's then where I understand the difference. At 10 people paying £15, there's not much money comes in it for me. But at 50 people or 100 people paying £15, the prize support goes up. So that it's not a case of I suddenly just make all that extra money. But yeah, there's money in it for a business then. But why shouldn't there be? Nobody moans about the fact the game make a profit. Nobody moans that Tesco make millions and billions of pounds of profits. Well, maybe Tesco's a bad example. Probably Game's a bad example as well. But car dealerships where I've worked for years, they make thousands of pounds on cars. It's not actually that big a percentage, to be fair, that they take. But they make profit. Because I'm no religious guy, but I'm sure somewhere in the Bible it says that it's man's right to make profit. It's just what you do as far as time goes back. I own all the cows. there's a story that I might or might not have told you in that, and I'm not going into it now. But let me know what you think, pricing wise. What do you guys out there want? Do you want cheap tournaments with no prize structure, no particular staffing to it, no great experience, no extra touch to it, but your ticket price is next to nothing and you just get to come and play? And I think all the people that come to those ones are local people, which is fine. But you don't attract somebody to travel and stay for a weekend for an event that's not got much to offer. Or do you prefer the idea of paying a few quid more, making a day of it, or a weekend of it if need be, and having a great experience and getting all the extra touches that go with it, and food and so on and so forth? Let me know what you think. And genuinely, I do want to know. I want you to put comments down below for this one, because I can't just be blinkered and say, all right, this is my decision, I do what I want. I need to talk to people. I need to get feedback. And YouTube's a good way of getting feedback, because it's an international response to it rather than it just being me. But listen, we're on 27 minutes here. This is the longest one I've done in a while because I've been ranting about money and prices. Yeah, everything's going well. And if there's anything else you want to comment on, do so. As always, like it, share it, send it all out. Funnily enough, there is one person that dislikes every single video I do now. It's somebody in the UK, and that's as much information as I can get from the analytics. But it must be the same person every time. It's a troll somewhere that just dislikes my videos, or it's somebody who dislikes me and hasn't unsubscribed because they've got no life. I dare you, whoever you are. Well, you won't get to this point of the video, will you? Of course. But I dare whoever it is that dislikes every single video to name themselves, because I think it'd be funny. And then very, very finally, at 28.5 minutes, we're almost at 1,500 subscribers. I think it might be time to do something at 1,500 subscribers. We haven't had a competition for a bit. So let's see where we get to with that. And I shall speak to you next week, guys. I'm pulled up outside Privateer Press, so I'm going to go in and get some goodies. And I'll see you soon. Thanks in advance for your comments. See you later.